Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Today we have a new flashlight to look at. So recently Nitecore sent me their EDC33 and this has got their new Lumin-Shield technology. But what is the whole Lumin-Shield thing about? Well, let's take a closer look. So here we have the EDC33. Now I will say it's very cold, so if you see my hands shaking, then I do apologise about that. Yeah, it is incredibly cold. Okay, so here we have the light. Now just to get through some things quickly before we go into the functions with this, as far as the size of this is concerned, it's actually really small. There's an 18650 battery in here, so rather than going for a 21700, they opted for an 18650 instead. But it just means that it fits perfectly in your hand. A lot of other kind of the tactical lights that you could possibly compare this to just seem to be maybe an extra 20mm longer, which isn't massive, but in the grand scheme of things, when you've got a light this small, it certainly makes a difference. Now the measurements themselves, the total length of this comes in at 115mm, which is about 4.5 inches. The diameter is 25mm, which again is, it's just roughly an inch. Construction on this, Nitecore have definitely pulled one out on this. So rather than opting for the 6061 T6 aluminium, they've gone with the 7075 T6 aluminium. So just as light, but incredibly tough. The 7075 alloy is noted for being even tougher. So yeah, it is one of those military grade aerospace kind of aluminiums, and it has a really nice anodized finish to it as well. Some of the features around here, hopefully you'll be able to see. So around the head here, these are used more of a heat sink so that it will manage some of the heat that's in here. However, Nitecore do have a proprietary technology that helps to manage some of that, to mitigate any damage that you could have by overheating this with their what's it called again? I think it's the ARC, the temperature technology that's within here. Some nice knurling around the mid shaft here. Okay, that's what she said. But which seems a little bit strange actually, because generally you'll hold it either like that or you'll be holding it like this. So I suppose you do get a little bit of grip on there. And then towards the end, so there's a few things on the end here. Actually, should we go back? Let's start at this end. Now the big point for this are these 9 LEDs that you can see in here, and this is part of the Lumin-Shield. This is part of the search features that you have in here. So the LED in the middle, this is a brighter LED that when it is on and it uses its search function, so this is up to 1700 lumens, but it has a candela of up to 54,000, which is actually 54,500 and something. So that you can use as a searchlight. But then also with the Lumin-Shield, when you press and do a full press, this kicks in all of those other LEDs around the outside. So it's up to 4,000 lumens and a 40,000 candela, which is still which still is a lot. If you were in front of me and I were to shine this in your eyes, you would definitely know about it. But there is an orange peel reflector within there, which again helps to forward. Well, it's actually quite a deep orange peel reflector, which helps to throw that light forward, but also to spread it whilst the LEDs around the outside are being used. But whilst that single LED in the middle is being used for the search function, it still manages to kind of throw that forward quite a bit. Underneath here, hopefully you'll be able to see there's a little black dot. So there is a sensor in this. So if I put this on, hopefully, you'll see as I go through the settings, when I get to the head, did you see that just kicked down? That kicked down because the sensor has noticed that something's close to it. Now what you can do is press the button again and it will just go, it's almost like a soft reset, where it's like, I know you've knocked it down, but I don't want you to knock it down. So I like that they've done that in here as well. It's extra security or extra, well, really, if this turned on by accident in your pants, you don't want it setting fire to you. So I think it's good that it's done that. Plus, it will also help to increase the longevity of the LEDs that are in there. Now switching it around and coming back to this end, so when you get this, it comes with a clip. You can take the clip off, and it also comes with a little lanyard, which I quite like as well. And it's also on the end here. You have the lock on this. So as it is at this moment in time, it's not locked. Now it is. So very simple. When it's in your hand, you know, it's easy to be able to do that. But if you want to turn it off because you know that you're just about to put it back in your pocket, then you can turn it off very quickly just by flicking that switch up. I like that they've put a manual button on there. I know some people prefer it if you do like the triple click and all that sort of stuff, but it's so much easier just to be able to flick it on or flick it off to be able to get it onto on a lockout position. Now moving up past here, so this I mentioned already that there's an 18650 battery in here that powers the whole up to 4000 lumens. And this is charged via USB-C. So just underneath here is your USB Type-C charging port, and you can close this over the end there just to stop it from getting any dust or any debris from getting in there. But as far as its water rating is concerned, it does pretty good on that anyway, so it's nice to see, but that will definitely stop bits of dust and crap from getting in. Now on the end, so it does have like some other lights have, where you have like a three kind of little stud pronged bit here. It does mean that when you get your thumb in there, it's easy to be able to find the tail switch and to be able to turn it on and off. Now when I press the button, hopefully you'll be able to see that we also have some LEDs here as well. So it will tell you exactly how much light that you have, whether it's 100%, 25%, 50% or less. But also when you're charging this, if you need to use it whilst it's charging, it will also work whilst charging as well. Now the tail switch on this, it is a single tail switch. What they've been able to do, and I think this is the whole idea behind the whole Lumin-Shield. So other lights have similar features, but what you'll tend to find is you have your primary button and then you have a secondary button which you'll need to click on to depend on, you know, what sort of light function that you want to use. With this one, it is all just this single tail button. There are no secondary kind of options or anything like that on. It's all done through this, and it's like a two-stage button. So the main two kind of features that Nitecore are really shouting out about on here is one, the search feature, which is your 1700 lumens and your 54,000 candela, or the Lumin-Shield, which uses all of those LEDs in there and has your maximum output of 4000 lumens. So to get access to the search, all you do is a half press, and you'll notice that there's a wall in there, like a two-stage trigger kind of thing. There's a wall in there when you press it, and you get this. This will just operate that single LED in the middle to give you this search function. If it is that you're in a situation where you want to take advantage of the Lumin-Shield and you want to, you know, shine this in somebody's eyes to either, you know, defend yourself or to be able to run away, you then do a full press, and hopefully, so here's half a press. There is the really nice warm spot in the middle. Then if I do a full press, then you get the full advantage of all of those lumens. Now to turn this off, you just simply let go, and that will then, you know, turn it off. But you still get access to normal light modes on here, and to do that you just do a full press and then take your finger off it, rather than holding it, which would be the Lumin-Shield. And then to go through each of those, then you do like the half press again, similar to you have a lot of functions on other lights. So you've got ultra low, you've got low, medium and high. The high does have the kick down on here, so, or at least it does have that sensor on here. Now I'm going to turn this off again, so when I turn this on, you'll see that it kicked down. Now I can reset that and go, nope, no, I'm happy with it to be on, and it will stay on. Now if I do circle all the way around again, it will remember that I've kind of bypassed that sensor, and it will make sure that it still uses the full 4000 lumens. Now your low is 7,000. Sorry, 7,000. That'd be a lot from a light like this. Your low is 70 lumens. Mid is 300 lumens. High is 1,200 lumens. And then your full mode, your ultra lumen kind of high mode, is your 4,000 lumens. But again, so your 4,000 lumens you get from a full press rather than just kind of cycling through. So you've got ultra low, low, medium, and high that are on there. Now when this is on, so if I put it on ultra low for a second, whilst this is on ultra low, if I did still want to have access to the search function, I can do a half press and it will instantly get me to the search function. If I'm on ultra low and I want to get access to the Lumin-Shield, I say I'm trying to find something in the garden and then somebody jumps out and says, give me your wallet. I don't know why they'd be in my garden. But then anyway, you can then still get full access again to the Lumin-Shield, where you can do your full press and it will give all of that full beans as much as you want. Again, to turn it off, you just click it again and it will turn that off. Very simple UI. I like what they've done with this, taking what historically has been used with 2 buttons and being able to get that into a simple UI that just uses the single button is very useful. Now let's have a look how this works in the dark. Now I thought I'd come into the woods tonight rather than going down to the lake, just so you can see how much of a throw the search and the Lumin-Shield has with this. Now I'm just going to go straight to those. We'll have a look at the other functions in a second. But at this moment in time, I'm on the ultra low mode, which is just 5 lumens, just to show you that we're on. But at any point, I can do a half depress and have instant access to the search function on this. So this gives you that instant access as part of the single tail switch and the UI that's on here. This gives you instant access to that 1,700 lumens, and at this point we're just using that central LED. Now I've just turned it down for a second, mainly because it is starting to warm up. We're putting it back on again, so it's just using that central LED. Now if it was that I wasn't using this and again just wanted instant access, maybe I'm out walking the dog, something happens, I need to make sure that I can use the Lumin-Shield on here, then I can do a full depress, and this is instant access to that 4,000 lumens as part of the Lumin-Shield that's on here. Now it is getting very hot at this point, mainly because I've had it on for so long. Hopefully by this point you'd have been able to either possibly defend yourself or be able to get away, but that's the kind of the big selling point of this is if you need to, you can do your half a press and this will give you that 1,700 lumens. And the throw on this is awesome. It really is awesome. You can see through here. Let's go back to this point. I think there's a good point here through the trees. I can easily see 150, 200 meters away. There's trees down there that are very easy to see. Or, as I mentioned again, you can do a full press. Now what I'll do, so there's a log here that blew over I think it was last winter or the winter before. If I train it on this, do a full press, you can see, wow, 4,000 lumens from this 18650 battery is brilliant. Now if it is that you're not using the search or the Lumin-Shield on here we have just kind of your normal settings. So if you're off, you do a full depress or a short full depress, and then this will take you on to whatever the memory is on. It will give you whatever the last option was that you used. So at the moment we're on ultra low, which is 5 lumens. Great for walking the dog. Here's a tree. This is right next to me. This tree here is probably about 3 or 4 meters away, and then there's another tree there which is probably about maybe 8, 9, 10 meters away, and then you're probably going to struggle seeing these extra trees. 5 lumens on this is great. I think it's probably just right for an ultra low. I can then do a half depress, which is how you go through then the extra settings on here. So we're now on low. You can see you get quite a little bit more of a throw from this. So this is 70 lumens. So that tree now, very easy to see. This tree here, so much more brighter. And now I can start to see, so there's that tree that I said was about 10 meters away. There's another tree there, which is about 20 meters away. Really easy to see with the low at 70 lumens. Another press, this takes us up to medium. So medium is 300 lumens. Now that tree that was about 20 meters away, very easy to see now. And you can also, so if I point here, you can also start to see the trees past there. They're probably again about 30, 35, maybe 40 meters away. Now, as you usually do at this point, so I'm going to hold this forward. Hopefully you'll be able to see there's a really nice warm spot on this. Turn it 45 degrees to the left and back again, 45 degrees to the right and back again. So if I am just holding it down here, hopefully you can see that the skirt, the light on the skirt of the light is very defined as well. I think that's all down to the way that the LEDs are used, but also the orange peel reflector that's in here, because it's quite a deep orange peel reflector. You're getting a nice spread of light so that the warm spot isn't as pronounced. However, the skirt is very defined, so it's just a bit of a mix of the way that all the lights have been able to use it, and it's a good use of the light. Now that was medium, and that's on 300. I can do another long press. Now hopefully you just noticed that kicked down again. Okay, let's turn this back off. I'll turn it back on, and you saw that it kicked down. The main reason for that is because I had this reflected against this. So on high, it's 1200 lumens, and the sensor, there you go, struggling in the woods tonight. The sensor in here noticed that some light was kicked back. It might be an issue that something is too close, but I can override that just by simply pressing the button again, and it will put us back on to the 1200 lumens. So this is your high. You'll notice as well that the spread, or at least the difference between where the skirt is and where the warm spot is, fills in as well, because we've started to use more of those lumens now, or at least more of the LEDs. Pointing it down here, I can certainly see trees 100 meters away with absolutely no issues as well. It's very nice, all through this one tail. You know, you press it, that will allow you to switch between those. Hopefully you notice when I came onto high then again, it didn't kick down. That's because I've already kind of bypassed that kick down. But again, at any point I can do a half press. This will take me directly onto the search mode, 1700 lumens. Or if I am on high and I want a full kind of blast of that Lumin-Shield, I can do a full press and hold it down, and this gives me that 4000 lumens. It's very nice UI. Yeah, I'm really very impressed with this. I like what Nitecore have done with the whole Lumin-Shield and search side of this. You do get similar functions to this on other lights, but I think with other lights you've always got that primary function button and a secondary function button. Being able to take both of those functions and be able to fit it easily into one button that's readily accessible, so you've got instant access to either your search or your Lumin-Shield, or still if you just want to use this as your daily kind of flashlight to use as you'd normally do. Having it all within that simple UI, I think, is the key behind this. The Lumin-Shield and the way that the 9 LEDs are all kind of set up and focused in here is excellent, and it's very easy to use. In fact, this might be the daily driver until another light comes along, again because of those features, the form factor on here. Yeah, it's a very nice light. Now I will want to say a huge thank you to Nitecore for sending this to me. I have a very good relationship with Nitecore. If I didn't like this, then I'd either be told not to make some content on it, or tell you the truth about it. So hopefully today you've seen enough from this to make a decision whether you want to pick one of these up. Of course, I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from these lights. Also my social media feeds here on Moreland EDC and my sister channel Moreland Tactical. But for now, as always, stay safe, stay Morelander, and stay EDC. EDC 33. forgot them for a second. I knew it was EDC33 because the EDC27 was a very popular light. I think this one will be popular too, but for different reasons. I don't know. Anyway, where were we? Lumin-Shield side of this, and I think really what they've done is they've been able to take what a lot of, okay, now stay inside as well because it's also very cold. Stupid because I'm dressed up like this, but down here a strange kind of sensation in my, no, that was going to go something very weird. So I get cold from like the head down, not from the feet up. I'm currently wearing flip-flops. It's -1 and I don't get cold feet, but I do get a cold head. But I think that's just because I'm follically challenged. Shout out to the follically challenged community out there. We are the smallest, the most neglected and most overlooked community. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, cool. This is coming out on Wednesday, I think. It's coming out on Wednesday. Anyway, hope you're all well. Have a great Wednesday. See you soon. Bye.